Alright, so we know how important bees are in the garden. They do a lot of the pollinating for us. So we know a lot of different types of flowers attract different types of pollinators. So you got the bees, you got the wasp, you got solitary bees. So growing flowers is one way to attract pollinators to your garden. But if you want to keep the bees around, you're going to need a secondary item to attract them. Oh, looks like I have a drink with me over here. Alright, so for this video, we're going to be making houses for the blue-banded solitary bees. So these houses are actually pretty easy to make. You just need some mud or anything that's going to hold together and fill it up in a pot. And you got some ready-made houses for the blue-banded bees. So blue-banded bees are native to Australia, but they can also be found in parts of Southeast Asia, like Malaysia and Indonesia. So blue-banded bees are a solitary bee. They do not live in hives like the honeybee, but they can live in close quarters to each other. So unlike other solitary bees that use bamboo shoots or wood logs to make houses using materials like leaf and sap, blue-banded bees like to live in mud or clay. So as you can see here, I have a few blue-banded bee houses done already. These were made a few years ago and they've been living in it for quite some time. So I have a few mud houses around the yard. While the blue-banded bees like to feed on a few of my flower plants, having some houses available for them to nest in will make them a permanent residence of your garden. And these bees are non-aggressive, so you don't have to worry about a thing. So this video will be a bit longer than it should be, but I hope you enjoyed the little clips I recorded for you guys. So if you do see these, yep, they are not for blue-banded bees because they're not made of mud. But I highly recommend these to help support the other type of solitary bees in your garden. So if you're unsure what flowers attract blue-banded bees, I've got you covered. So blue-banded bees like feeding on butterfly bushes, salvias, tomatoes and eggplants, and rosemary. So I already had some butterfly bushes and a few salvia plants before, but recently I bought some extra plants and that helped increase the blue-banded bee activity in my garden. But yeah, it's cute to have these little buzzing, hovering bees in your garden. And we'll look at a few more clips before we get started. So in this area, I currently have 5 mud houses. I roughly have around 6 blue-banded bees nesting in these, but I think it's time to add some more houses. So like every gardener, I have a lot of spare pots. So for the houses, you can pick any size pot that you want, but the location I'm adding them, I'm gonna need the smaller ones. So these ones here are the ones I'm looking for. You can also make your own custom blue-banded bee house. This was a mini tower for other solitary bees, but it ended up being unfinished and nothing was housing it, so I converted it to a blue-banded bee house. Alright, to make the house, you want to look for some mud or clay or soil that can hold together well. Over here we got a bit of mud clay. This was unearthed when digging into the soil. I think this one is a perfect medium for the blue-banded bees. So if you have some rocks or sticks mixed in, don't worry about that, you can leave it in there. Here's my other resource around my garden. This dusty soil turns into great mud and is currently the material used in my current houses. So if you have these around the garden, it's time to collect them to make the houses. Get yourself a large bucket and place some mud or clay inside. Do note when handling this, please make sure to wear some gloves and a mask. Clay and mud are high in silica, so you do want to be careful when handling these. So all you need to do is mix them in well. So I'm not sure if there's a recommended thickness or consistency here, but if you have a thicker consistency than a wet one, these will dry up a lot faster when drying them. So continue to mix it until you get a smooth texture, although at this stage it's pretty much ready to use. I think the ideal consistency is one that you can turn into a ball. Now it's time to place some mud in the pots. So I think I'm going to be adding an additional 12 houses for the bees. So this one's pretty much for your aesthetic reference, but you can flatten it out or leave it bulky. I think I'm going to do a mix of flat and bulky. And here we have it, 12 pots filled with mud. Now for the next step, we're going to be making pre-made holes. With pre-made holes, the blue-banded bees are more likely to spot the houses. This also helps encourage them to use it straight away, as they can start making tunnels to nest in. But I will leave 2 pots without any pre-made holes, as to be curious to what they'll be doing with it in the next few years. So it's totally up to you how many pre-made holes you want to add. I did a mix of 1 to 3. The depth is up to you, but I think the longer the pre-made hole is, the less work it is for the blue-banded bees. So this one is optional, but if you want to add some sticks to make it feel a bit more natural, go ahead. And now that you've got that done, it's time to leave it out in the sun to dry. So this process will take a few days. If you can't leave it out in the sun, just put it in the shade and give it a week to dry. After the first day of drying, we want to remove the bamboo sticks while the mud is still soft. After we have removed all the bamboo sticks, we're gonna let it continue to dry. So after drying for another 1 to 2 days, these are now ready to set up. So it's up to you however you want to set these up. I'm going to be facing these all towards the front. The blue banded bees will gain access through the back via the drainage holes. So these pots kind of act like a two-sided entrance. Anyways, we have now completed the new setup of blue banded bee mud houses. I think these look amazing. I kind of like the natural look to the ones we didn't flatten out. Kind of gives it some character. So yeah, that's how you pretty much make blue banded bee mud houses. And again, you don't have to do it in these small pots. I just did it to fit in this area here. You can use a large pot and poke multiple holes, up to 8. You can make a tall mud tower if you like. Just remember, if any of these houses are exposed to rain, that they are protected. So if we look here, these houses only have 2 to 3 pre-made holes. But the bees have created that many tunnels that there's a lot of holes now. This is a good indication that they've pretty much used all the available space and that you should make some new houses. So the very next day, we actually had a blue banded bee checking out the new houses. He went into the new hole! Guys, I'm so happy! He used the new hole, the new house. Yeah. Okay, I'm filming this after I filmed the outro. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but yeah, that little short burst of buzzing in the inside, I think he's trying to like make a new hole for its larvae. Okay, yeah, we can see it digging in the inside. So that's good. It's already starting to use my new house. I'm so happy. So at the moment, this one's being used and this one here. So here's a close-up of the blue banded bee trying to make a new tunnel. And this is pretty exciting. I haven't seen them up this close at all before. Oh, and there she goes. I think she's trying to get rid of the dirt, but she's dragging it to the wrong end. Although it would have been cool to see a lot of blue banded bee activity, I was kind of late to set this up, and I had a little thing that happened which I'll explain at the end of the video. But for now, enjoy the footage of the blue banded bees using the new houses. This bee here is from the old house, but I do want to show it. So at night, the females actually stay in their nests, while the males roost together on some twigs or vines. Since they can't stay in the nest, they do this for protection and warmth, which is pretty cool. I love the little feet when one gets a little too close to them. Alright, so I think I was a bit late on starting the new ones, but I'm pretty sure I would have had a lot more here. If it weren't for the praying mantises that were eating my bees, I did move them, but they kept... Oh, there was a bee there. Yeah, I kept moving them away, but they kept like reappearing on my flowers. But yeah, we already have the proof down here. They've been using it, so I think next year is when the top part's going to start to kick off. And that's going to be pretty exciting. So yeah, if you have blue banded bees around, but they're not using any of the houses that you built for them, you're just going to have to try putting them in different locations. At the very back over there, I do have some blue banded bee houses I made 5 years ago. They're not using it. So it's just that location isn't good for them, or they're not discovering it. These ones here have been sitting here for a while and they have been using it. And because of that, I already know it's good to add some new ones over here. Anyways, I hope this video has helped you out and thanks for watching. They're non-aggressive guys, but yeah, you don't want to be poking around them too much. They will sting if they get annoyed. I haven't been stung yet. It's crazy. It's nuts. Here we go. Whew.